everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Heck Creative. Today we're going over some Astro Joes, Kitbash is made with G.I. Joe classified heads, and Fortnite Victory Royale series bodies from Dio and Siona, astronauts if you will, from Hasbro. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. Duke's head fits in the bubble very well. I love this thing. It's hexagonal, it's wonderful, it looks really cool. The casing for it is really nicely done. A little comm over here. It's in a very nice shiny orange. We get some nice hexagonal patterns on this thing. It's great. I love how the head fits here. It's really well done, even though these are from different lines. Same company. You get some nice pivoting over here all the way around. The head doesn't really look up or down that much as far as on the actual neck goes. I had to put some tissue paper underneath it, and taking it out would be a big burden, so having it like this is just fine. You could swivel this part to have him move his head. Just be wary with having this pop back on. It won't really want to pop on as well as it should. It kind of wants to come off, so forcing it down would work best, but it does want to still come off a lot, which is a shame. He looks nice in this piece, but having him look forward is the way to go. It causes less issues and just looks better in my opinion, so having him look forward is fine by me at best. I gave Duke this gun from the Fortnite astronaut pack. It's fine and works well for him. It's all tan and is nice. Has some black portions to it, but sadly nothing for the top to have anything pig into it. That's a shame. It works well enough though for this body at least. It is pretty cool. Beachhead's noggin fits really nicely in here and is pretty neat. The green bounces well off the helmet and it's nice. You get some pivot, some nice up and down a tiny bit, a little bit of swivel here and there. Same stuff you can do with Duke. Just looking up and down is not his forte. Putting the helmet back on is fine and works great. It's awesome for Beachhead and hopefully awesome for you if you decide to do this Kitbash. I gave Beachhead this piece over here. Very nicely done. A little stripe of red on this part, a little bit of green on that part matching him. It's a nice piece. Does not come with a little port for any accessories, so that's a shame, even though it looks pretty good in his hand. Going back over Duke, we've already discussed the head, so as far as the body goes, I like these pieces over here. They look nice, shiny orange. We get some shiny orange throughout the body over the top over here, a little bit down here, and on the feet. We also get this nice dark teal green on the arms and on the legs, and that's about it for that. On the back, we get some nice webbing going around the whole body in black. Looks wonderful. And white for the rest. A nice, crisp, clean white. There are some sort of bungee cord strap things going down over here that are in a darker orange. I wish it was all the same color orange to give it a little more uniformity. And I wish it was a little bit more dark teal on the bottom of the body. It just kind of blank around here, and it's kind of a shame. Needs a little bit to just pep it up a bit. But I do like this body. It looks very nice. Even it's a little bit tall for G.I. Joe classified scale, but it works really well, so I'm not really complaining. This is a nice piece and looks pretty cool, especially that helmet. Flint looks alright in the helmet, but I think his hair is pushing the helmet off a little bit. You can see from underneath, looks pretty good. His hair looks nice. You get some good swivel around here for that, and a little bit all the way around. Putting this back on works fine for him, but it just doesn't really want to stay on that well, which is a shame over here. I think on the back a little bit over here. Something to look at, something to be wary about. It looks nice in the helmet though, from afar, which is pretty fine, I think, so I'm not really complaining that much. I gave Flint this double-handed hammer. I like how the blue goes into the gray back here. This piece holding it all together looks really awesome. The shiny orange is back. We have some nice green over here and some really good shiny orange as well. He looks good holding it. It fits well in his hands, and it was designed for the figure, but it's pretty cool to see him smashing moon rocks or something. That's great. Good piece overall. I like this accessory a lot. I find that Breaker's head fits the least in this, and that's a shame. It's a bummer because his hair is just so big and his head is so big, and it's okay. It does pivot over here and all the way around a little bit, up and down, not really that much at all. You just confined to one position, and even then this thing will not stay down all that much, so just be wary of that when posing him. That's a bummer for this guy. I gave Breaker the same mallet as Flint, just on the opposite hands, so yeah, that's kind of it. Moving on. It does twirl well in the hands though, which is a nice little feature. It's pretty cool. Good piece. As far as articulation goes for the Fortnite male astronaut body, the head can be separated from the bubble over here. You can swivel this around if you'd like. Swivel this head around on the interior, pivot back and forth a little bit. Putting the bubble back on is a cinch. Works very nicely. Goes up this far and down all the way around. There is a butterfly joint tying in with the classified line very well. There's swivel over here. Double jointed pinless over here. Elbow with a lot of green. Looks really nice. We do get a swivel, and then the up and down trigger finger joint doesn't really work that well. Could use a couple kinks in here and there. We also have this joint going swivel, and then in and out, the opposite at least. You do get a swivel all the way around with a back and a forward and a left and a right, and a swivel all the way around with a back and forward and a left and a right everywhere. We do get out this far very nicely, in, up this far, hindered by this skirt piece a lot. That's kind of a shame, and back this far, not really that much. All the way back this much with this articulation point is not that great for the knee. Going down, swivel up here, swivel down here at the boot very nicely, down and then up, and then pivot down here with two peg holes on the feet and all the little words and everything that you'll need. Looks very nice on the figure. I love all the coloring for it. I just wish it was spread out a bit more. It's a little bit tall for the G.I. Joes, but I do think that's the suit talking a little bit. This is a great piece and looks nice for them. Definitely pick a bunch up, especially if they're on clearance. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. So here's Lady J inside the astronaut suit. She looks okay at best. The bad thing about this is that her sort of wig piece, I would guess, really pushes up against the helmet and causes a lot of friction, and it just won't be able to fit back down. At best, it sits like this, which is okay, I guess, from sort of afar, but a little closer, you know, you can kind of see the cracks forming in there. Don't get me wrong, it looks fine, I guess. You do get a swivel over here and a little bit around and up and down, which is fine. Even the hair is falling off a bit. Still get a swivel down here, but I gotta say, this does not really look that great. At most, you could just sit it on here and it looks fine, I would think. But yeah, this was not designed for this piece, sadly, which is a shame. The guys work out really well as far as this goes, but for the women, it doesn't work out well at all. Especially with Scarlet, even though this doesn't look that great at all either. I don't even have that sort of pauldron piece on because it wouldn't fit with her ponytail. I could chop it off, but I don't want to waste this, you know, good headpiece. It's nice. I do think this looks interesting, actually. I never tried it before, but it looks less natural and it looks way better in this state right here. Especially if you give her a hat. It looks great with this red beach head hat on the new version of Scarlet's head. I like the red going down over here, the hair, and a little bit of blonde over here too. You do get some nice swivel over here, and some up and down is not that great. At least it's on a sort of ball joint with a hinge, but the hinge doesn't want to work because this piece is too loosey-goosey floppy-woppy. It's just okay as far as it goes, but it's serviceable at least to get some women on the astronaut team. Going over the body real quick, it's very similar to the previous figures. The men, we do the same piece over here for the female portion, and going down the body, it's much more slim and smaller by a lot. There's a lot of bagginess in the arms, I would believe. A very svelte kind of body over here. It could be a little bit less shapely, I would think. We have some really cool spider-looking, skull-looking things back here. That's pretty neat. Some webbing. The webbing's all on the back. Here's sort of a, like, I don't know, it looks like a pacemaker or something, or an oxygen meter. I'm not sure what that is over here. It does replace these little doodads over there. I would guess we have some nice little sort of ID card thing over here. Nothing over here. The green is a little more sparse. There's less of it. It's on the sort of like bottom portion of the figure. And again, we get this over here without that much paint, and it's basically the same, but I think a little bit better or worse in some cases. Worse in the color scheme, I would think, because there isn't that much room to work with, but better because these pieces are to the side. It doesn't really hinder articulation when we get to that. So yeah, it's an interesting body all around. As far as accessories goes, I did give them each these pickaxes that are pretty neat and awesome looking. On Scarlet, they look nice. I do find that we have some really cool glint to them in the light. We have this gray piece over here. The green is interesting. We have a really cool gold and yellow kind of little handle over there. They look really cool, like they're from mining or something, as if mining moon rocks, and that's pretty neat. These did come with moon rocks, but I sadly don't even know where they are. So yeah, they'll just mine for whatever, I guess. These are cool pieces that shouldn't be discounted. They're very nicely done. As far as articulation goes for Lady J, this piece can come off and stay off. You get some left and right over here, up and down a little bit. The toupee kind of comes off a little bit. There's a swivel down over here, up this far, down this far, all the way around. Get a tiny bit of butterfly joint if it wants to really move and function. You get a swivel at the elbow over here, up 90 degrees. That's barely okay. Swivel over here, and an up and down joint, and another up and down joint on this hand. What's with the equality? I don't understand. Swivel over here, back, forward, all the way around over here. Nothing for the waist. You do get out this far and in, up this far and down, much better than the men. You get up this far with the knee. It's pretty okay, if slightly better than the men. You swivel around here, nothing down there. Down, up and pivot with 2 pegos above the feet and all the little legalese, etc. It's fine, I guess. Not as good as the male body. It's a shame. I wish it could be better, but yeah, budget cuts, I'm not sure. It just doesn't make sense to me how they couldn't make this a little bit better. Astronaut Flint stands in between 6 1/4 and 6.5 inches tall, next to the regular G.I. Joe classified Flint and the Snow Joe Kitbash that I made a few weeks ago. Very nicely done. The heights are all over the place. Just don't think about it and don't have these figures in the same room together. Lady J stands at just about 6 inches tall or so up to her helmet, next to the classified Lady J and the Snow Joe Lady J. Again, don't think about their heights, just don't have them in the same room together. Here's a quick comparison of both Scarlets with their hats on. I do think this looks pretty good, actually. I was going to put the black one on the astronaut version, but I decided against it. This looks pretty nice as well. They're pretty cool, and Scarlet kind of deserves a hat. She should get a hat in the shows or action figures or just something. Let's give Scarlet a hat, people. Overall, this Kitbash is a slam dunk. G.I. Joe classified heads on astronaut bodies. That would look awesome. Joes in space. Yes, that'd be amazing. Sadly, though, in practice, it doesn't really work out that way. The male bodies look great. A really nice articulation. My only issue is the lack of color on the shins. That could be fixed with paint or something. I do find they look really nice with that webbing, the orange colors, and the teal, and the heads fit really well within the bubbles. That's awesome. Sadly, on the female side, the heads don't fit at all in the bubbles, and that's a shame. These female bodies are not great at all, have less articulation, and the budget clearly was not put into them, which is a huge loss. I did get some nice workarounds with Lady J and Scarlet, but I don't feel that anybody else will be able to fit their heads inside these suits. I do like this as far as the male side goes, but on the female side, it is a disappointment. The articulation is fine for both, and the accessories are pretty nice for these figures, but I would wait for clearance before getting these, because these astronauts are not all their helmets are cracked up to be. So which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Heck Creative. Feel free to click like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment. You can also visit us at jesseheckcreative.com, where you'll find more reviews like this one. Thanks again for watching, and keep being creative. Stay tuned.